They say every old house has its secrets. Well, I'm the secret in this one. I am the thing that lives under the stairs. Don't worry, I'm not what you think. I'm not some malevolent entity hungry for souls. Mostly, I just want to be left alone. For generations, I've shared this space. The creaks in the floorboards. That's me, stretching my old bones. The whispers in the walls. Just me, humming to myself. I've seen families come and go. I've watched children grow up, their fears of the dark fading as they became adults. The little ones were always the easiest. A subtle tap on the wood, a faint shadow in the corner of their eye, and they'd run giggling to their parents about the monster under the stairs. It was a game, a tradition. I was their harmless little shiver in the night. I was content with that, a quiet, peaceful, and frankly, quite boring existence. But then the Millers moved in. At first, they were like any other family, the usual chaos of unpacking, the arguments over where the sofa should go. But there was something different about their teenage son, Leo. While his parents saw a historic house, Leo saw a hunting ground. He walked around with an EMF meter, his eyes gleaming with a disturbing excitement. He wasn't scared of me. He was looking for me. I tried my usual tricks, a cold spot by the cellar door, the scent of damp earth wafting up the staircase. The kinds of things that would make a normal person uneasy, maybe make them call a priest or at least a handyman. But not Leo. He just took notes in a leather-bound journal and smiled. This kid wasn't playing. He was a paranormal investigator, or at least he desperately wanted to be. Things started to escalate. He'd leave chalk circles and lines of salt at the entrance to my crawl space. He'd sit on the bottom step for hours, whispering incantations from some book he probably bought online. He was trying to summon me to trap me. The being who was here long before the first foundation stone was laid. The audacity. I'd been patient, but my patience was wearing thin. This wasn't a game anymore. This was an invasion. He was threatening my home, my sanctuary. One night, he set up a camera rig, complete with infrared lights, all pointed at my door. He sat cross-legged on the floor, a silver crucifix in one hand and a jar of what smelled suspiciously like holy water in the other. He chanted louder this time, his voice echoing in the silent house. I command you to show yourself. By the power of light, I compel you. That's when I decided I'd had enough. He wanted a monster. Fine, I would give him a monster. I let a low growl rumble up from the depths of my being, a sound that wasn't just heard but felt, a vibration that shook the very timbers of the house. The lights flickered and died. The batteries in his little camera popped, one by one. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of ancient soil and decay. I didn't emerge fully, of course. I never do. That would be too simple. Instead, I let my shadow stretch from under the door, a formless, inky blackness that writhed and pulsed, growing larger and larger until it filled the entire hallway. It didn't have a shape, but it had a presence that screamed age and power, Leo's. Chanting faltered. His face, illuminated only by the pale moonlight from a nearby window, went from determined to terrified. The crucifix slipped from his trembling fingers and clattered onto the floor. I let the shadows creep up the walls, twisting into shapes that mimicked his worst nightmares, long, spindly fingers, gaping maws with too many teeth. I let out a sound then, not a growl but a whisper, 1,000 voices speaking at once right beside his ear. You wanted to find me, the voices hissed, but you never stopped to think about what would happen when you did. He scrambled backward, crab walking away, his eyes wide with a primal fear I hadn't seen in a century. He finally understood. I am not a ghost to be busted or a demon to be exorcised. I am this house. I am the foundation, the walls, the darkness in its corners, and I am tired, so very tired of being disturbed. He ran, and he hasn't been back to the stairs since. Sometimes late at night, I hear him crying in his room. It's not a sound I just wanted quiet. I just wanted to be left alone. All I ever wanted was peace. Is that too much to ask?